Let's give you the markets update now. The local index, the Rand, will be striving for gains today after ending Wednesday's session flat. The markets closed in the red on Wednesday, with the Rand also weakening against the US dollar as investors assessed the stronger than expected US economic data. For a quick overview of how the local markets are faring in early trade, we're joined by Makwe Masilela, Chief Investment Officer at Makwe Fund Managers. Mr. Masilela, thank you very much for your time. Let's quickly deal with that overview of how the local trade is faring, and let's include in that equation the currency.
You know, we're looking set to be able to recover all the losses that we've made yesterday. I mean, so far we're 40 minutes in the trade, so markets have managed to open up nicely and are just about to recover all the losses we've seen yesterday. And markets are saying, listen, we've seen the PMI numbers coming out of China for manufacturing and services. They're not looking okay. They shows that stimulus from that part of the world continues to fall short, so more needs to be done by the authorities that side. But the markets have their eyes, you know, and attention on the coming inflation numbers from the USA and the European Union, and we continue to bank on those dovish comments that we've received from one of the hawkish voices from the US Central Bank that rate cuts are a month away provided inflation continues to behave. And now that has to be negative for the US dollar, and that will now benefit the likes of the rand, and with the commodity prices helping, probably the rand will do much better.
Let's quickly launch into company news. Furniture and appliances retail group Lewis. Now, here's a blast from the past, reporting more credit and fewer cash sales in the 6 months, which ended on the 30th of September 2023. How are their numbers?
Very clear indication that consumers are struggling, you know, all because of this high cost of living. Because now, if you see credit sales going up by almost 19.5%, and now cash sales going down by 14.4%, and the very same credit sales now accounting for almost 64.4% of their total sales, before it used to be 56% or so, that indicates that people don't have money, they can just rely on credit. And you look at the likes of the UFO, which is more of a cash business for them, that their performance was weak because people cannot get credit from that end. Yes, they did manage to open 29 new stores. We've seen that total sales were up around 4.8%, revenue up around 8.3%. But look at their profits as headline earnings per share, down 6.6%, and the interim dividend was increased by near 2.6%. And they still have challenges going forward because of the port issues, that they might not be able to get whatever stock they need. And the new product range managed to help them, and strong advertising helped them as well.
Yeah, talking about those port issues, it does seem that the situation is far from over, so to speak. Let's talk about the SPAR Group, which has also released its results for the year, which ended 30 September. How are their numbers?
Not too good, and that was expected. Yes, revenue, we've seen it was up all by 10%, but this also indicates the challenging environment for consumers, and from all the reasons that we know, the high inflation, high interest rates, high unemployment. And yes, the guys managed to open 79 new stores, but the guys, they've got this big issue when it comes to the KZN distribution center. They tried to implement SAP, so that considers the losses for them, not just for the region, but also for the group as well. But the good thing is that some of those losses that they've seen are the ones that impacted profits. 1.4 billion thereof are non-recurring, and unfortunately their operating profit is down 46%, just like their profit as headline earnings per share down 46%. Hence, it's not surprising that they are not paying us any dividend.
The conversation on this interesting note, the communications watchdog, ICASA, putting Elon Musk's internet service, it's called Starlink, and its distributors, the distributors of its products in South Africa, on notice. This is over them being accused of breaching their country's laws. What's going on here?
And Elon Musk is very interesting, and he's got a very funny way of doing things. You know, just yesterday, he told most of the advertisers, you know, he gave them the F word, you know, because he was not happy with whatever. Sure. But Truth be told, it's wrong. You need a license to come and operate here. We appreciate that that thing is very fast. It will help to make data costs go down, but you still need to comply with our laws and regulations. And the guy has not applied to ICASA, and there are rumors that the reason he didn't apply is that one of the conditions required by ICASA is that you need to have 30% that is being owned by the previously disadvantaged people. That's apparently one of the reasons why he has not yet applied. But it's just so wrong, because that whole thing can implode or explode and cause harm to consumers. So it's very important that it gets to be approved.
Very interesting indeed. We'll see how it all unfolds. Makwe Masilela, Chief Investment Officer at Makwe Fund Managers, thank you very much for that markets update.